Srivastava joins us, Senior Executive Officer, Marketing and Sales with Maruti. Shashank, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, in December, sales are down on back of inventory clearance and plant shutdown. Do you think it could be back to basics, back to November levels starting Jan?
Yeah, so actually very successful. As you could see, from an industry point of view, the total wholesale were only about 287,900 against retail, which is now estimated to be about 443,000. So there was a sharp dip in the inventory levels in the industry from 331,000 at the beginning of December to now an estimate of about 176,000. And the same goes for Maruti Suzuki. Our wholesales were passenger vehicle was just about 105,000, whereas our retails were 230,000 plus. So we could manage to bring down the inventory from around 165, 168,000 to the level of under 45,000 at the end of December. So in that sense, it's been a fairly successful month. And of course, the retail of 230,000 plus has been the highest ever in our history.
From Jan month itself, can we expect sales to bounce back to normal levels of sales? Could you give us a range?
As I said, this has been the highest ever retail in our history, the month of December. So it has to be a bounce down rather than a bounce back because this is the highest ever retail at 230,000 plus. I don't think we can expect 230,000 plus type of retails going forward so quickly. Our normal average is between 130 to 140,000. But yes, in terms of wholesale, if that is your question, yes, you would probably see much better numbers than what you saw in December.
Okay, morning Shashank. So for the year ahead, what's the outlook then, especially when it comes to entry-level car demand? Do you think that we can see a smart bounce back this year?
This year, we have seen a decline of about 7% over last year for the hatches. So last year it was about 13 lakh 20,000. This year they were about 12 lakh 25,000 numbers. So about 7.5% decline. It's now about 30% of the overall industry, and we expect next year that it should be around the same levels. So one of the big reasons, of course, for the last few years of decline in the small car segment has been that the affordability has come down, which means prices have gone up faster than the income level of these category of customers. Going forward, I would expect that the affordability factor should get better, and if that is the case, you could see some sort of a bounce back. In fact, this year in the larger hatches, the premium hatches, we have seen a growth of about 4% for Maruti and about 2.5% for the industry.
So what is the price hike quantum then that you're planning to take in the month of January? And the question is, what is the percentage? Which models will see the maximum of it?
So as we have announced in the stock exchange, this price hikes will be across most of the models. But the quantum obviously varies depending on the cost structure of each model. At the moment, we haven't decided on the quantum or the exact date, but when we reopen, we will see that final round of discussions internally to decide what would be the quantum and when exactly the price hike would happen.
Okay, so then we'll wait by for more details on that price hike. But if you can at least share with us the latest order book number that you have right now in hand, and overall, what's your outlook for the PV demand in 2024? What kind of number do you expect the industry to grow by?
So PV demand for 24 should continue at a good levels, I would say, considering that most of the demand patterns are still quite stable. In December, we saw inquiries going up about 19%, bookings going up almost about 12%. So I would expect these large volumes to continue in 24. However, these are very high levels of volumes. 41 lakh, the volume for this calendar year is the highest we have seen in the industry ever. And from these high levels of volumes with the pending bookings now getting reduced, I would expect a small growth, a single digit growth in the coming year, rather than a very large growth. So you would see a good level, a volume level, but in terms of growth, some muted numbers.
All right. Thanks, Shashank. Appreciate your time and best wishes for 2024.